Alright, so today we're going to install a video card. I have a GeForce 1060 that's in my machine that's been in there for several years, and it's been a good card, but I'm going to upgrade to the GeForce 47 Ti Super. It's going to be a better card, and I just wanted to play StarCraft on alter settings. So that's what we're going to do today. And I'm going to apologize up front because I did have to dub over some of the upcoming video because my sound wasn't working. But here we are. Alright, so what I'm looking at here is this is my StarCraft settings. So if you look up here, I got the GeForce 1060, 6 gigs bytes, and down here you see everything that's in high settings, which is pretty good for how old the card is and how old the game is. But I do really want to set them to extreme on everything, and I want to play this and see how good my frames per second could be. So let's get started on installing this card. Alright, so this one is one part that I have to dub over, but I want to show you this video card, how big it is. It's a beast. Pretty heavy, pretty solid card. Has some cooling fans in it, and it's just a nice card. And you look up there, there's a power supply right there that requires a dongle. And this card's power hungry, and this dongle is pretty nice. You have 3 outputs there for your PCIe plugins, and then on the back you have it in the video card. You just got to make sure that these click in pretty good when you plug this in. And these 3 pieces right here, they go to your power supply. Mine's a type 4. If you have a type 5, it might be a little bit different, but for the most part, everything's going to just snap in place. Alright, so now that you saw those dongles out there, how to plug stuff in. So this is like the cord that comes with my power supply, and so I can plug it in here, and I have this dual plug here. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to plug this in. We want it to be plugged in with singles. So what I ended up doing, I just went on to Corsair and I brought these cords right here. This is just one cord, so we only have one for the PCIe, and we have the one that plugs into your power supply. And this is one of my complaints about buying that card, is because you spend all that money, you think that you'd have these cords to go with it, but I couldn't install my card for a couple of days because I had to wait for these to come in because I didn't have enough power cords. But what they did do is they did include this, and you're like, what is this? So if you unscrewed here a little bit and then kind of have this come out and then put this in, it's a little screwdriver, right? Which is kind of nice. It's kind of a little trinket, I guess, but I would never use this. I'm just going to give me a real screwdriver and install this thing. I have no clue why this little thing would be in here like that, but it is what it is, I guess. Alright, so let's get installing. Alright, so this is the machine that we're going to tear down and put that card in. Alright, so this is my old card, and if you notice, this is that daisy chain type power cord that I talked to that I'm going to replace with a single one. But just to give you an example, like look at this. Look at that beast compared to that old video card. This is going to be a tight fit. Alright, so these right here are my PCIe slots. So I got 3 of them right next to each other, so I'm just going to plug the power cord in there. Alright, so we got all those plugged in and they're clipped in, so just make sure the connections are tight. And then if I flip back over here, I got them already routed out. So let's get this card out and get the new one installed. Just again, I'm talking about old card, new card. So look at that size difference.
And one thing that we want to do before we install this is make sure that we remove this plastic film. And we got to move it on both sides. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to snap this into here. And then just make sure we have a good fit. Alright, so I really do like these cables because after we take this right here and line everything up, I can just take this and then I can push this all the way up, and now they're perfectly aligned for plug-in. Alright, so that's in there. So at the end of the day, it looks pretty nice. Let's put this bad boy back together. Alright, so what's kind of neat that I wasn't really expecting, this thing has RGB lights on it. So it's really my first RGB that's inside my computer. Yeah, I typically go old school, like, 80s, and just put stickers on it for design. That was the RGB of the time.
Alright, so here we are at the settings now. So we have the GeForce 4070 Ti Super. And if you notice, I have everything set to extreme and ultra, and everything's high, so I'm at the very max settings. So I'm very pleased that I'm able to set all these settings for StarCraft II. And let's see how well the game plays, alright? Alright, so now that we're here looking at this game, I'm talking about everything looks a lot nicer. I'm talking about a lot of detail. Just looks very, very crisp. And overall, I am very happy with this. So let's take a look at the frames per second really quick. And it looks like we're getting 357 frames per second. But you have to think this is like an ultra high settings, like the max. So we're actually getting a pretty good frame rate considering that we're pushing this game to its max, capability. So overall, very happy. Get to play StarCraft II, and it looks like really, really nice. So if you have any other ideas on how I should use the video card or what game I should check out, leave the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe.